Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with season 2 already of The Last of Us. I really liked the first season. I think they absolutely knocked it out of the park. You know, how they translated what was a brilliant IP from one medium to another was really well done. I mean, it's one of the games where they actually had fantastic source material, so the expectations are pretty high, and I think they nailed it last season. So I am both looking forward to and also kind of not this one because I did not play The Last of Us Part 2, but I definitely watched the playthrough and saw the cutscenes, so I do know the storyline, and you know, I think everyone knows why this season is going to be a rough one, but you know what, I'm looking forward to what it's going to bring because they did a great job in the first one, so I'm excited to get this season kicked off, and we got episode 1, which does not have a title at the moment, but I'm excited to jump in. So let's do that without any further ado. Just before I do though, if you'd like to be in the know of when I drop episodes for this, you can hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you are interested in watching the uncut version of this reaction, you can catch that over on my Patreon. So if that interests you, feel free to head on over there. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
Oh, Joel. Even in the game, I felt like this was such a crazy thing that he did. I understand why he lied, but they rarely turn out the way you want them to.
Supposedly what?
Something not true.
Oh, her.
Because it isn't possible.
She's from, that Marvel show I used to watch.
His name's Joel or Joe. There's some confusion about that.
50s, graying, beard, 6 foot tall, scar on his right temple. Oh yeah, they said he's handsome.
He is, though. He's kind of daddy.
We were trying to save the wounded. But we didn't save anyone. Did we?
Joel's kind of really good at he's really good at what he does.
I'll help you find him. And I'll help you kill him.
Yeah. It's not really going to solve anything, but I can't really, in good conscience, say that I don't see where they're coming from. If it was on the other side of things, Joel would do the same thing.
Slowly.
What?
Villain origin story. You know, from what I saw, though, Joel made sure that the people he took out died pretty quickly, though. So, tells us a little something about you, Abby. And I get it. She's angry. She's hurt. But everyone Joel took out, if he could take them out quick, that's exactly what he did. He was not one for hurting people unless there was a purpose to it, like to get information. But, much like when I was watching the playthrough, I had to try to remember that, you know, Abby is coming from a very real place. And that if it was Joel that it happened to, yeah.
Get up.
Wow. My girl's got tatted now. Come on, girl. Use that lower body. That center of gravity's your friend. Come on. Come on. Choke him out. Good girl, Ellie. Tap it out. Tap it out. Good job, Ellie.
Don't pull punches.
Okey-doke. I mean, she's not wrong. She's gonna have to sometimes fight people who are too heavy. Not too heavy, but heavy for her. But I also understand them not wanting to break her nose. Joel even got a prescription while he was here? Damn.
Why is she angry at you?
Wow. Straight to it.
Your best friend, reckon she would have told you.
Nope.
Maybe she doesn't know why she's angry at you.
I know I'm a hard ass and maybe overprotective, and she's her.
In a word.
I mean, what did I do?
You think you know what you did, Joel? I think you know.
I can't hold myself responsible for another person's emotional state.
Deep.
Are you in fucking therapy?
I think you might be. It's okay if you are. You totally need it.
Don't tell anyone I'm in therapy.
Really, Joel? That's what you're worried about? You're in a post-apocalyptic world and you've survived this long and lost people. It's kind of a crime if you're not in therapy if it's available. Like, sir, they'd be more worried if you didn't take some help. That's a knee shot.
Yeah, I noticed. Probably following down Route 89.
Why? I was about to say, didn't that infected look fairly fresh?
He's concerned about you.
Unfucking real.
Well, maybe. Okay, talk to him about it, Ellie.
He can't tell me what I can and can't do.
Yeah, well, he can tell me.
He's like, I'm kind of scared of my big brother, respectfully.
And by the way, you know I'm the one we should be least worried about when it comes to infected.
Hey.
That doesn't mean you should be reckless.
I got bit, everybody!
Hey.
I got bit!
Hey, hey, hey.
I'm immune!
There's an echo in that canyon, you know.
You and my brother, same goddamn fucking person.
That's why they butt heads so much.
Alpine Run leaves at 1300.
I mean, she is an adult. It is the reality. She should make these decisions for herself. But if she doesn't listen, you can use that as a real reason. That's always Joel's biggest fear with Ellie, is that she does act a little reckless because she's like, oh, if I get bit, it's not a big deal. But it's like, girl, there's other ways to die. If your arm gets ripped off, you'll still bleed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, come on, girl. Immune does not mean immortal.
3 will be done by next day or so.
That Tommy's kid.
We need to build faster.
Faster?
How? With what?
We're supposed to leave them out there?
If our lifeboat is swamped, yeah, we leave them out there.
Joel will make the hard calls.
But you gotta look after your own first, or you're no good to anyone.
He's not wrong.
Okay, we're looking at maps. See? This is where we live.
He is good with kids. You got to admit it.
What y'all up to?
Well, your wife wants me to build faster.
Ah, tattletale.
You were a refugee too.
Okay. I was 2 people 4 years ago, ma'am. But they both have valid points. I understand. Like, letting people in is the right thing to do because that's more hands to potentially help. But yes, there is going to eventually be a problem where you're going to run out of space.
You want anything to drink?
Whiskey.
What do you have?
Neat.
Whiskey? Herbal tea?
I was joking. Oh my God, Capu! My Home Alone heart. It's Canadian royalty right there.
You want to start or what?
Ooh, abrupt. Oh, he was carrying something. Is that weed? Cannabis?
Payment accepted.
Still trading in goods. Joel never stopped Joelin.
It's my first birthday without my husband in 41 years.
That would suck. Maybe we should have a therapy session for you, ma'am. It sounds like maybe we should talk about you today.
I tried what you said. I backed off.
Did you though?
And what do I get for it? Nothing.
But you're still kind of... Are you not still kind of sheltering and poking from the outside?
It makes me feel like I'm a good guy, which I am. See, Dina understands me.
Okay. Dina's the perfect one now, huh? Sure, Joel.
Are you just gonna keep grouching on like this every time?
Aren't you supposed to be validating me or something?
Not Joel telling her how to do her job.
But I'm not gonna do it anymore.
She said it's my birthday.
Because you're lying to me, and
Oh?
it's exhausting. Yes, you are, Joel.
You are.
And you want me to validate that?
You said not on my birthday.
In fact, fuck no.
Oh! Here, Ed!
You shot and killed my husband. You killed Eugene. And yes, I know you had no choice. I know that. I know I should forgive you. Well, I've tried, and I can't.
Feelings don't exactly always work that way.
There it is. I've said it.
Okay.
I'm ashamed.
Shouldn't be.
Your turn.
Right? He's like, I just did my emotional dump.
Say the thing you're afraid to say.
Right? I mean, damn, you really started with the hard stuff, huh? This therapy, you're definitely getting your bag of weed worth.
No matter how bad, I promise I will help.
I mean, she's still here, and she didn't poison your drink, so I feel like she means it.
Did you do something to her?
Did you maybe lie to her?
What did you do?
Oh, he's visibly shaking. I know, Joel. He is so scared to lose another girl. Say it, Joel. Come on. And the jaw's set. Wall right back up.
I saved her.
Justification. Kudos to his acting right there. He did it perfectly. You saw exactly when the wall came right back up. The vulnerability started and then he got scared and it went right back up. Well done, Mr. Pascal. Oh, right. Oh, I forgot about, yes, tat over the bite. Makes sense.
Yep. Unravel. There we go.
Keep it together, Ellie.
Those movies Joel likes? Yeah, I know. I was actually gonna maybe watch them tomorrow night with him, if you want to join.
Oh, she's trying. Bless her heart. It's sweet that she's trying to keep them together or bring them back together. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta let people figure it out for themselves. Especially when those two are both equally stubborn.
You know you're only like 4 years older than us, right?
But somehow I have so much more
Understood.
sense. His frontal lobe is closed.
Jokes aside,
Can you take things a little more
Right?
seriously?
Seriously, this is why they don't want to have you go out there.
For some fucking reason.
Little extended glance there. You picked up on that, hey, Ellie? Ugh. Hello, darkness, my old friend. You know, you grow up in Canada, that's just a little too familiar of a view, you know?
Oh, you're into someone else.
Time for the girl talk.
Aren't you and Jesse?
No. Broke up.
Nope, don't look too happy, Ellie. Uh-ohs. You know what we're not going to do is follow that. How about that? How about we turn back? Danger, Will Robinson. Danger!
Wait, we should go back and report
And this is exactly why they don't let you out on patrol. You get it, though, youthful hubris, but safety precautions are put there for a reason. It's not for fun and giggles, because real stuff happens, like arms being torn off by a bear.
What do you call Grizzly's ribs?
Hit me.
Barbecue.
Oh, wow. Wow. But Ellie does like her puns.
So we're just gonna listen quick, see if any are in there.
With your
We should
gun?
Definitely recon.
That's what you use to listen with, is your gun?
Fine. If you hear anything, you come right back.
This is why you shouldn't be in charge, ma'am. That was the weakest.
You just gonna let him go in?
I mean, was she trying? Personally, I'm of the mind that I'm gonna leave their asses out there, because sometimes people gotta feel if they're not gonna listen. Yeah. And Ellie, remember, not everybody's immune. And they're not thinking about who took down the bear yet, because that didn't look like it was... Okay. I feel like I get like this because I was an extraordinarily cautious teenager. Like, yeah, I did dumb stuff like everyone does, but there was just a lot of things that was just like a hell nah. I never played with my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, too many things in this world I can't control. This is something I can control, like not being here. Sure, got it. Blue 22. Set, hut. Yeah, you have a job, Ellie. Flashbacks from the game. Ooh, careful. Good job, Ellie. Shiv.
Gotta check out the employee.
Good. Good. Serve your right. Serve uno right. Too bright. See what happens?
I'm good.
Sometimes you leave well enough alone.
Nothing's broken.
Yeah, make sure you're not alone down there before you talk about nothing's broken.
Are you alone?
Exactly. Where's your light? Yeah, if there was a clicker, it probably would have come for you by now, but it doesn't mean there aren't other ones.
Just stay put.
Yeah.
Ellie,
Stay put.
stay.
Right? But we gotta tell you things 4 times because you know you don't listen. Say it back to me. Define it. The hell? Hell, Ellie. Way too calm. She has not cleared this area yet, and she's sitting there taking time to read People magazine. I like it. I think it's a person, because they don't usually move like that. And they definitely don't have planning skills. Unless they've made an adaptation to the adaptation. No. No. Your feet are not okay. No. Don't sigh yet. Don't turn your back! Ellie! Ellie! Mid-turn. This is weird. Did she just bark at you? This is weird. But I could have sworn I saw spikes coming out of its head. Oh my god. No. No. Okay, infected. So like mid-turn, right? Because it would have just attacked otherwise. What is happening here? Oh no. Huh? Oh my god. I was supposed to say maybe we're having a collective delusion. Bit. How was she able to stalk Ellie like that? And now you're bit and you gotta hide that shit. Yeah. But it's fine. I know what I'm doing. Everyone's being too protective.
That was it? Just her?
We
Just
think.
her.
Let's not find out.
So you're saying it was what? Smart.
Yeah,
It was exactly like Ellie says.
because they were together the whole time.
You two running into an uncleared building qualifies as following the rules.
Please explain.
Obeying your captain.
Quickly.
It wasn't like this is our first time. We've killed a lot of infected before.
And nothing happened, right, Ellie?
Dina was lying. She didn't say anything, but I believe Ellie.
They know her.
I don't know, just lately I've had a feeling.
A feeling.
Let her finish.
We adjourn.
Adjourned.
Don't ignore it, though. I mean, if Ellie exists, it makes sense that there'd be others that are partially immune, right? Or able to retain. But unfortunately, this is kind of sort of partially on Joel, too, because now she feels like her immunity doesn't mean anything, so she's acting out a bit. But she was smart to hide it quick.
Ellie,
Let her be in the dark. She's moody.
strings are shot.
Oh,
We'll put some new ones on for you.
you don't have to do that.
We'll get it back tomorrow.
Gotta do something, Ellie. Gotta do something. Both so stubborn. Come on, Ellie. Shake a leg. Twerk. Do the worm. Something.
She's putting on quite the show.
Or she's enjoying herself. Y'all should really try it. Relax. People always feel like you gotta be a good dancer to have a good time. Just get out there and shake something.
Don't forget, you got early patrol, so get some rest.
He's like, why do I even bother caring? I know. Was it though? That was the weakest gross I've ever heard.
Maybe they're staring at you.
Maybe they're staring at both of you. This is the end of the world, you know. You start taking stock.
I think they should be terrified of you.
Dina is a problem.
Hey,
Yeah, it's you know.
it's a family event.
Right? Like, can we take this to a corner at least? All right, sir, that's enough, okay? It's one thing about the making out.
Yikes.
What did you just say?
Wow, okay. Period. Period.
Let's take a walk. Come on.
All the way outside in the cold.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, it's him now. He's the problem? Okay.
I don't need your fucking help.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry for caring. Therapist is like, damn, it is bad. But not my problem. It is rough watching this, knowing the story. Teenagers. But also, Joel, you know. Like your therapist said, you know. Wait. Wait, these are not gonna light up, are they? Nothing's coming out of those pipes. Oh, there's infection in that. Where did this pipe come from? Where is it going? Or is it gonna draw a horde? What is this now? Yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Damn. Damn, 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 as they say. Oh my lord, oh my lord. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 1. Really good. Again, knowing how the story goes, I feel like they did a really nice mix of some new stuff along with some stuff that was pretty much straight out of the game, which is always fun to watch. But yeah, this one was really about how this chasm is forming between Joel and Ellie, and this is so sad considering that all of season 1 was about them, you know, breaking through the walls that they had of, you know, just in life in general, and then overcoming, you know, the really hard wall that Joel had up against Ellie. He tried so hard to keep her at bay, and she burrowed past all those defenses into his heart, and now he finally is in this place where he feels like he's got a family again, and that hole of a missing daughter has been filled, or so he thought. And now 5 years later, it's back. Not necessarily fully, because obviously Ellie's still there, but their closeness is gone. The bond, all that bonding they did those years that they were together, well, not really years, when they got that. Season 1 was more like over a few months, but you know, it was still so intense because of the situation. You know, they really got super close, and to have all of that now to be back to where they don't even have eye contact, and there's basically borderline hostility coming from Ellie. It's a lot, and it's hurtful. And I think it's all the more so, like, I love that they have Joel talking to a therapist here, right? Because that's, spoiler alert, that wasn't in the game. But, I love that because we saw in season 1 that Joel was suffering from panic attacks and a lot of PTSD from so many things in his life. And I love that now that he's had time to just sit for the first time in probably a very long time and just really process his emotions, because that's what happens. Like, when you're always on the run, when you're always moving, PTSD doesn't really have a time to settle in, as it were, right? Because you've always got something to distract you. You'll still have moments, like we saw Joel have panic attacks, but by and large, he was always distracted with survival or the next job, so he didn't really have to sit with his feelings. And the few times they kind of started to erupt, he'd self-medicate or anything not to deal with it. But since he's been here, and I think because things are calmer here, it's kind of peaceful. They only have the occasional, clicker or whatever they have to deal with, right? He's really had a lot of time to really sit with his feelings, and it was probably really getting to him. And I'm glad that he started to seek out some help. I mean, it was only 5 sessions, so it's not a lot. But anyway, it's a lot for Joel, and I think now that's why Ellie's behavior is even especially hurtful for him, because I think he's processing through a lot of his emotions right now. And yeah, it hurts to have someone you care about seemingly angry with you all the time. Joel really just is trying to fix this, but he's not willing to deal with the root cause, which the therapist brilliantly brought out, is like, you're holding something back. Like, she's like, I don't even know you that well, and I know that there's more, and you don't want to talk about it because you're scared. And sometimes you got to say the scary thing out loud, because there could be fallout, it could be bad, but you can't fix it if you don't expose it, right? And she used the analogy of something can't heal if it's not exposed, and it's so true, right? If you deal with the symptoms and never the root cause, you're never gonna fix the problem you have. So with Joel, he knows what it is. He knows he lied to Ellie. He knows that lie has affected her, right? Some of her recklessness is because, he told her that in the truck ride down that, they said your immunity wasn't useful, right? Which Ellie had built her whole life around believing that her immunity kind of made her special. Not her whole life, but her mission when she found out, which is very understandable and important. And so to have that and then have it kind of ripped away, she's kind of still dealing with that. And there's that. And then the fact that Joel knows that he lied, and Joel doesn't think he's acting differently. Like, I know in his mind, he thinks he's chill and he's acting exactly the way he would otherwise. But Ellie has gotten to know him well enough at this point that she knows he's hiding something. She knows something is wrong. And his acting like there is nothing wrong is kind of insulting Ellie, because he's expecting her to be fully open with him when he's not doing the same. And that's one thing that kids pick up on real quick, is hypocrisy. And so they're unfortunately in this little dance, the two of them together, where both of them are not talking about the elephant in the room. And of course, Ellie doesn't really know what the elephant is at this point. She did take Joel's word for it, but I love that they showed us that scene again, because Ellie really doesn't believe Joel. She knows that there's something off about his story, but because she loves him and she doesn't want to be alone, she's willing to accept the lie. But I think she thought that with time, maybe he would come out and tell the truth, but it's been 5 years and he's still dancing around it, skirting around it. And she's getting more and more frustrated and upset with it. And because she's also a hormonal teenager, she's definitely being less charitable about that impatience. And as we see, unfortunately, there's this wedge between them, and it's sad, because they both care about each other so much, and they both really do want to connect. Like the therapist said, Joel's gonna have to say the hard thing. He's gonna have to say the thing out loud he doesn't want to. He's gonna have to admit it, and he's scared of the fallout at this point, right? That's really what it came down to. And we've all been there, I think, where maybe you said something or something has happened and you should say something, but then you don't, and you realize the longer that you don't say something, the harder it gets, because you start to build bigger and bigger scenarios in your mind of how bad the fallout's going to be. And in some cases, it is pretty bad if you let it go for too long. But, as she said, as the therapist said, they're not going to get past this until Joel owns up to the truth and accepts the fact that Ellie's going to be angry with him and hurt, and possibly it's going to break their trust. I mean, their trust is already broken, but it's going to be worse. But at least if he gets it out there, then they can actually start to build the bridges to come back to each other. But until that happens, we're going to have this powder keg between the two of them. And of course, in that situation at the dance, Ellie kind of looked like the jerk, but Joel can end this. Joel can at least end the initial part of it with the lies, but he's going to have to just man up and do that, right? He's faced a lot of scary things before, but I know that he's terrified. The way Ellie was terrified to lose Joel last season, he's terrified to lose Ellie now, right? He did let his walls down. He let her burrow into his heart. He's lost a daughter before. He doesn't want to lose another one. It's just that the idea, I feel like for him, for Joel, like it would break him to lose Ellie. So that's why he doesn't want to do it. And as I said in the episode, all the claps and snaps, Pedro killed that scene in therapy where you see him visibly start to shake at the idea of saying it, and then the wall comes up because the fear's too much and he just shuts down and he uses the justification. I saved her. That's what I did. I saved her. But, you know, unfortunately, those lies are going to come back to haunt Joel in more ways than one, because we saw at the beginning of the episode the introduction of Abby, who, yes, if you're familiar with the game or the lore of the game, you know who she is and what that means. But yeah, I mean, there are consequences. Actions have consequences. And Joel, he did what he thought he had to save Ellie, and I understand it. I mean, did he have to necessarily mow everybody down? Maybe not. I mean, I don't think he would have been able to get out otherwise, to be fair. But still, he made a decision in that lab that day, and there are people. There were people who were left behind, people who mourn those people who now feel like some maniac came in and killed a bunch of seemingly good people, doctors, nurses. For the most part, most of the people at that compound were not militarized. So it kind of feels like Joel went in there and did a horrible, horrible thing for no reason at all, because they didn't know, right? I guess the handful of people that didn't die on impact maybe were able to give them a little bit of information, but let's be real, the only person who would have known the full story of why Joel did what he did was Marlene? Is that her name? But she's gone, right? So all that's left is assumptions and grief, and Abby is taking that very, very, very personally. And again, it's because we know and love Joel, you know, part of us is like, oh my God, no. But then you got to remember too that, you know, if this was the other way around, if we were taking this story from Abby's point of view and you show back up to your base and almost everyone is gone, including people that you're very close to, and all you know is that someone who they let in on good faith came in and did all that, it's going to feel like someone did something horrible for no reason. And yeah, a lot of us would want revenge. And as I said, if it had been Joel in those shoes, he would be looking for Abby just the same, right? It would be on sight, really. So yeah, that's where it is. And as we saw at the end of the episode, they found them. It took them some time, 5 years, but they took them time, and we know that they went to go find resources. So yeah, this is not going to go well. Let's put it that way. I don't, you know, it's not boding well at all. The smirk that she gave when she saw the settlement, yeah, she's felt like a very long search has finally paid off. And yeah, I will say more because I know that some people have not actually, you know, seen the game and don't know the whole thing. But yeah, but it's you know, good to show that, because in season 1 we heard a lot about how Joel did a lot of bad things. He didn't talk about the details of it, but he let Ellie know more than once that he had a history, and that history wasn't pretty, and he wasn't proud of it. But it was just, you know, it was what it was. And you know, as they say, you can't really, what's the best way to put it? You reap what you sow, right? And for many, many years, Joel sowed a lot of violence and a lot of death. And he even told Ellie, I wasn't always the good guy. You know, I wasn't always just in self-defense. It wasn't always just to survive. Sometimes I did things that were just unexcusable. And yeah, thus far, he got lucky. But as it goes, you know, he put that out there. It was bound to come back to him in some way, shape, or form. And so this is the one. This was finally the one that left a seed with somebody. He created a villain, right? I said in the episode, the villain origin story was sparked by what he did at that institute. Even though, you know, he did it for, I guess you could say, altruistic reasons. He did want to protect the girl that he cared for, but yeah, he hurt a lot of people to do it. So yeah, I think this was a good episode, good start. We're seeing more of Ellie asserting herself. She's not a kid anymore. She's wanting to strike out on her own. She doesn't want Joel to coddle her or anyone to coddle her anymore, but she is taking a lot of risks she doesn't need to. And as I said, some of that is because she knows that, you know, getting bitten is not the worst of her worries. But yeah, that recklessness though is not just about her, right? There's people who are with her, like, you know, Dina was with her here. Thankfully, Dina didn't fall through there, because if it had been Dina who'd fallen through the floor, she might have been dead right now or be bitten at this point, right? So, you know, Ellie's got to realize that just because she's got that extra cushion of not being, you know, infectable, it doesn't mean that everybody else isn't, and that there's not people who are not going to try to save her and help her because they don't know that she's immune, and they could end up losing their lives because of her hubris, right? So anyway, she's going to learn that lesson at some point. Hopefully there's not going to be too much damage when that happens. But yeah, it's interesting to watch as she's growing into herself and figuring out where she wants to be and what she wants to do now. And yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes because, you know, again, I kind of know what happens, but the show already, you know, has changed a few things here. So I'm interested to see how they're going to play it out for the rest of the season. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I will see you in the next one.